What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to go over the top 5 things that Sony revealed at their PS5 reveal event. There's going to be a load of videos coming out today, coming out tomorrow, all talking about this PS5 reveal event. We're going to talk about a lot of the games that were there, a lot of the games that also were not there. Not all of these videos are going to get notifications, but if you guys would do me a favor and definitely subscribe, have the notifications on with the bell on, just so you guys do get notified when these videos go up. Again, you're not going to get notifications for all of them, but very, very exciting. I'm recording this literally 10 seconds after the event ended, and I have a lot of really, really fun ideas I want to do in this video and in future videos. And again, one last thing, I want to promote our Discord server. It'll be in the description below. Have a lot of talk there on the PS5. If you guys have not yet joined, please consider doing so. Lots of really awesome people there. All right, top 5. They announced a lot. They announced a lot of games that I am very, very excited to play, experience, not even just games, as we're going to get to that in the list. There also, again, were things that they did not announce, and we'll talk about those in a separate video. But here we go. Here's the top 5. If we're going to do honorable mentions, I would say things like Hitman 3, Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8 looked really, really interesting, really, really different. They just missed my top 5, but here's the top 5. Number 5 is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now, I hope I'm saying that first name right. This game looks insane. This was kind of early around in the conference, and this game in my opinion, in terms of art style and beauty, I think this game maybe looks the best. Maybe Horizon would probably surpass it, but at the time of the when this was shown, this game looks absolutely. It reminds me of Rime. If you guys have played Rime, it reminds me of those kind of games, the Journeys, the Rimes of the world. But then also the way it functions. I mean, it looks actually like Horizon, like how you're moving around, how you're using the bow and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Horizon. So maybe you don't want the full-on Horizon experience, you can get something like this. But this game, in my opinion, looked absolutely incredible. This is one of those games. They showed a lot of smaller games at this convention, I'm sure, or at this event. I'm sure that made a lot of people upset. I get it. At the same time, I'm honestly up for any kind of game. I've said that a lot on this channel, and this is one of those examples of a game that, yeah, it's not going to sell 10 million copies, okay? It's not going to move PS5 units, but this is a game, in my opinion, that looks insanely, insanely good. Okay, number 4 is Ratchet & Clank, the new Ratchet & Clank. This game looks incredible. I mean, you're probably going to hear me say a lot of the same words over and over in this video, but really, this game looked very, very good. The last Ratchet & Clank, the whole reboot, the one that, and also the movie came out alongside with it, the one that basically restarted this franchise was insanely good. Really, really good. I've played a lot of Ratchet & Clank games, but the last one, again, the actual just Ratchet & Clank, phenomenal. Like, really got back to the roots of this game, and this one, I mean, it looks a lot the same, and actually in a good way. I mean, this is a game that, again, I feel like really can show off how beautiful games can look on the PS5, but we knew this was kind of coming. There's been a lot of rumors that there's a new Ratchet & Clank game coming, and so, yes, this wasn't the most surprising thing in the world, but to see these characters back again, to see that we're just going to be able to have a lot of fun. These games are a lot of fun for the most part. Not all of them are the most amazing things in the world, but they're a lot of fun, really, really enjoyable games, and really one of the bigger games that they announced at this show. This is definitely something that I would be picking up. We don't know necessarily when it's going to come out. Would it be a PS5 launch game? We'll have to see, but definitely up there on my list. Number 3, how can you go through this list without talking about Spider-Man? So this is a little confusing. See, when this was announced, even I was talking on the Discord channel, on Twitter, you see a lot of articles, including from like IGN, a lot of people talking about it being a sequel. Now, I guess even when I'm recording this and when this video is going up, we haven't gotten a lot of clarification. This game comes out this fall. It's Spider-Man. It's Miles Morales, okay? So you're going to be playing as him. But to me, this is like a infamous First Light. So we had Second Son and we had First Light. I feel like this is going to be a bigger game than First Light, okay? Maybe not necessarily a DLC, but I feel like this is a spin-off game. This is, and not necessarily spin-off, but it's building towards a Spider-Man 2. I feel like that's 1,000% what they're doing here. So, again, I think a little confusing, especially because I don't think a lot of people really thought this at all. This is, in my opinion, from where I'm standing right now, from the information that I can gather, this isn't Spider-Man 2. Okay, Spider-Man 2 is a game called Spider-Man 2, and it comes out in the fall of 2021. This seems to be a stopgap kind of game to give us more Spider-Man, A, give us more Spider-Man with the PS5 launching, B, and then C, giving us that an in-between game, like a Spider-Man 1.5, to get us to Spider-Man 2. Kind of, I don't know who's made, like another part of Insomnia. You know what I mean? It's a little weird that they're doing it again. I don't think anybody I think we expected, or kind of what we're hoping for, a Spider-Man 2 like a teaser trailer. I mean, we didn't get that. We got this, which actually is more than a teaser trailer. In fact, they gave us a lot more information than that. But again, like I saw IGN running with articles saying, I think a lot of people are running with things saying like the sequel to Spider-Man. I mean, I think when all's said and done, we're going to probably want to call it an expanded DLC/spin-off game. I don't know necessarily how it's going to be. Again, it could be very outdated in a few days. When I'm sure we'll probably get more information as time goes on. But for now, I mean, okay, more Spider-Man is always good. The game what we saw looked phenomenal. Being able to play as Miles, it had a lot of like Into the Spider-Verse vibes to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I loved it. I loved what we saw. Is it necessarily Spider-Man 2 harnessing the full power of the PS5? No. Okay, you can very clearly tell that, you could look at Horizon 2, okay? And you look at the second Horizon game, the Forbidden West, and then you look at this, this Miles game. They're not the same, right? Because this isn't, I think, the full-blown next-generation Spider-Man game. That game, I think it's coming. And actually, sadly, I don't think we'll probably get much on that until after this game, until after this smaller game this fall. So maybe that hurts for Spider-Man 2, but at the end of the day, we're going to get more Spider-Man very, very soon. And again, that's very exciting. Number 2 is the PS5. I don't think you could do a list of the biggest things or the things that were the best to me without talking about the PS5. It's definitely going to be divisive. Not everybody's going to like this system. Yes, it looks like a Wi-Fi router. I mean, that's just how it is. But I love it. I really actually do love it. Some people are going to maybe make fun of it for that. Some people are going to maybe insult them for kind of jumping out of there, being, solely black, right? The PlayStation 7 black. I love it. I love the white. I thought they would go blue. In fact, even the trailers that they're doing on their website, they're definitely going blue and white. But that's because, the PlayStation icon, the PlayStation logo, all that stuff, mainly used with blue. But you're seeing that in like the thumbnails of their trailers is the blue and white in that top left corner. I thought that's what it could be. In fact, that's what a lot of mock designs for the PS5 showed. But still, I like it. The white kind of entrapping the black. It's kind of like bent a little bit. Like, it's weird. It looks like to me, it looks like an alien, like a futuristic alien prototype thing. You know what I mean? It looks weird. What it looks like, though, is next gen. It looks futuristic. And a lot of those mock designs, a lot of the ideas of going with white, to me, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of like cyberpunk, esque kind of things. But when I see white for PlayStation, maybe it's because of the DualSense, actually. That could be a big reason. But when I see that, that's what I jump to. I jump to, okay, this is like, it just kind of paints a picture in my head, where this is next generation stuff, where this is futuristic technology. You know what I mean? So I was really happy to see it. I think a lot of people actually did kind of catch on as the event was going on. I mean, Tyler told me, like, hey, if you were looking as the show was going on, they were kind of building the system. Things were starting to fill in. Colors were starting to fill in. So they were leading up to that the entire time. So that was very cool. The fact that there's a version with a disc and without a disc, that's very, very interesting. Obviously, right? That's a big deal. I mean, Microsoft has always verbally said, like, hey, we know where this is going, or we fully expect it to go discless, right? Just all digital. Sony's been a whole lot less on that, right? Where they're like, hey, there's a market for this kind of stuff, maybe more like old school gaming kind of mindset with it. And now you're seeing, okay, well, you know what? They are kind of doing both. They're doing one that has a disc, and they're doing one that doesn't have a disc. Again, recording this right after, what this means for the future is very interesting. Does the the digital version, is it cheaper? Is that version $50 cheaper? So do we have like a $500 version, and do we have a $450 version, right? Something like that. That could, nobody really, especially I would say me, right? Very much, I never really thought that would happen. I never thought there'd be two different versions. Now, I guess people did throw around that there could be versions, but they were talking about like a PS5 and PS5 Pro. Nobody really came out and said a disc version and a non-disc version. So, a little odd there, but I'm really excited for it. Right now, I think I would get the disc version, but I can totally see why you would get digital. And if the digital is cheaper, I would definitely be inclined to do that as well. And the final thing, number 1, Horizon Forbidden, the Forbidden West. That game looks absolutely incredible. And I don't even know how to I'm going to try and put into words. Horizon, to me, is a game that I didn't really I didn't really jump on. It didn't really capture me when I first played it back in 2017 because I bought this game day one. I played this game. I liked it. I liked it a lot, but I never played through more than 6, 7, 8 hours, okay? Now, after a long time, actually, the beginning of 2020, I made a New Year's resolution. I said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play these games. I'm going to play a lot of games that I have not yet played yet, and Horizon was one of them. And I played Horizon, and I played it all the way through. I played the DLC, right, the Frozen Wilds. I loved it. I don't think it's my favorite of all the exclusives, Spider-Man, God of War, stuff like that. It's not my favorite out of all of them, but what they showed for Horizon 2, I mean, you can't argue how absolutely, again, these words, absolute, incredible, these kind of things, how absolutely incredible that game looks. I mean, that is taking advantage of, it's really kind of like, you look at what Naughty Dog has done with the graphical leaps from Uncharted 3, let's say, to Uncharted 4, and even what The Last of Us Part 2 looks like. It's like, okay, Guerrilla has done the same thing, right? They've matched it, and now here's what Horizon looks like with the, just everything looking a whole lot more real. Aloy, even though she had some facial expressions and features, now let's give her even more. Let's expand the world. Let's just use this lighting and this beautiful scenery and all this amazing stuff. Let's throw it into this game. Let's have water. You guys have known from these past videos. I mean, when I saw that water, I'm a sucker for it, and so they got me right there. So seeing that, there looks like there's underwater entire sections, right? Like areas that you go. My God, the different kind of enemies we're going to be facing. There's like the elephant one. It's like, holy Jesus. There's really not more you can say. It looks incredible. So while Horizon isn't the most important franchise to me, and I honestly don't think it's like the top 2 to really anybody, I really do think that. I think people like and respect Horizon, but I feel like maybe your favorite Spider-Man, or maybe Uncharted, or maybe The Last of Us, or maybe God of War, you know what I mean? You're going to have, or even you go back in the past like Crash or Sly, you're going to have your favorites. I don't think Horizon is necessarily there, but this game, to me, kind of hit me in the head and said, you know what? This game franchise could be that. Maybe after I play this second game, I would say, you know what? This is an absolute elite franchise. Now you got 2 of them. Can't wait to see the third one. These guys are up there right on par with everybody else. And on top of the fact that it's an open world game and you have all these different features with stuff like that, right? So I really think that's what it did to me. When I saw this, it was like, I knew it was going to blow me away. I knew it was going to look amazing. I knew it was going to be the game really that they're going to say, hey, this is what the PS5 can do, right? I mean, Guerrilla is an amazing developer. They know how to make pretty games. They did an amazing job with Horizon 1. We knew we were going to be hit with a big one for Horizon, the second game. But like when I really was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? This can be an insanely special game. And obviously, I think a game the majority of the PS5 owners are going to get day one. Okay, I think this game is going to sell PS5s. I think this game is going to sell a lot of units. So, guys, I missed a lot. There's a lot of games I did not list here. Obviously, there was Ghostwire Tokyo. There was a ton of other games listed again. Resident Evil 8, Hitman 3, lots of games that they announced here that I did not put. Even some smaller games that I really enjoyed. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. Let me know in the comments what your favorite announcements were here. And there's going to be other videos. I'm going to kind of go into specifics on certain things. Maybe we'll talk about Spider-Man. Maybe we'll talk about Horizon. But I think next we're going to talk about games that were not there. We'll probably tackle Batman there. So some pretty exciting, pretty big videos going up. Again, you're not going to get notifications for all these. So please, actually in a couple hours, I'm going to do another video on this channel. So make sure you're checking here. Tomorrow there'll be videos on my second channel. There'll be videos here talking about it. Loads of stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I hope to see you all on the next video.